Alright, go ahead and get started. Welcome. Nobody in here right now, but this is the Bababorn. Bababorn. Last Night Podcast. Want to pretty much dedicate podcast, obviously, to the game Battleborn for over the summer, because obviously this will be the last summer we'll be able to play it. Gonna just, I don't know if the next episode would be based on characters or not. I think I kind of want to do Montana and Thorn if I would do another one, but yeah, this week I'm going to do Boldur and Attikus. Boldur and Attikus, and Boulder's right here. He's ready. Let's get into it. Now I'm actually gonna. I always go to training first, show up skills. Okay. Got me notes. So, I mean, right off the bat, I can go over gear. You can do a lot with Boldur. The first thing you probably want to put on him is health regen, because he already has health regen, but it's probably the most valued thing on him, because he can just put his shield up and immediately get health back. Because, you know, Boldur's shield is his main selling point. If you want to put, like, you can put attacking gear on him. I usually put just one because he doesn't need too much. I run the attack damage right there. A lot of people don't run offensive gear for him, but I like to. Just how I've been getting into the groove for a while.
This is where Boldur turns tables.
The match begins in 3.
Alright, so skills right away. Boldur, he has Boldur Dash, Axe Toss, and his ult, Runes of Power. I mean, right up, I can just go off of how to play him. Boldur is a tank. He's different. He's not like a super centralizing tank like Galley, Montana, or Kelvin. He's like a mobile tank. You know, he's a really unique character, because a lot of other games, you don't really see people a character like him. He's a tank, obviously, but he's crazy mobility. He can move around everywhere, and like he's kind of like an assassin tank. Very unique. So right off the bat, his main selling point is his Boldur Dash. And most people just call it stun, but yeah, that's what it is. You just dash forward. You want to obviously knock people into like a wall. I mean, sometimes depending on the terrain, if it's slope, you can just stun them and they'll be stunned. Like right here, if I stun someone, they might collide right into the ledge right there. You know, like right here. Stun them right there. It's the main selling point, because he's a late game tank. Most of the better tanks they're really strong early game, and Boldur kind of sucks early game. He really only has his stun, but he definitely gets stronger late. Then he has Axe Toss, pretty self-explanatory. You just throw an axe, does damage. Honestly, does a decent amount of damage. Boldur can do he's a very self-reliant character. Like, he can do a lot on his own, but he sucks at clearing wave. Axe Toss, pretty self-explanatory. Throw axe. If you throw one of his passives is if you throw the axe and you don't have it, he gets 20. I believe it's 20%. Yeah, 20% extra mobility, which is really nice for escaping and running away. And if you pick it up, I believe you get cooldown for Axe Toss. Yeah, there it is. The cooldown shows up right there. And his ult, that's probably the most unique ult in the game. It's completely passive. You pop it, he does that little thing with his hands and the shield, and he gets 18% more melee damage, and then everything you block by his shield, 25% of the damage you block with shield will heal him. And I learned that kind of recently, that each time you pop it actually stacks, so you get plus 25% to the shield and plus 18% to the melee damage each time you pop the ult. Which is really nice.
I don't think you're treating the dojo with respect.
And then the other thing about the ult is, once you have the runes, you can very clearly see his shield is glowing, and then his axe is also glowing. Well, that obviously means you have the ult, so then his boulder dash does just extra damage. Like, it's a little bit of bleed damage right there to just one enemy, which is nice. Like, you can, like, real people are caught out of lane, like squishies, healers and stuff. You can, like, really do a lot of damage to them. And then the other thing is, his axe with the runes will explode. Like, explosions, like, it's really cool, but obviously does a lot of damage.
Say hello to us.
Yeah, it's nice. Each time you use it, it stacks. And his other passive, Boulder's Rage, on the bottom left right there, kind of 6 seconds. If he gets a kill or if he uses Boulder Dash, you can kind of see the indicator, like, all around the screen. He melees faster. He has a pretty awkward melee, which takes getting used to. And then he also takes less damage. He takes 15% less damage. 15% for 6 seconds. So right after that, we can go over helixes. Okay. Boulder. Also found out recently that Boulder, because I need to read through all the lore. I figured out that Boulder, like, when he first met Thorn, officially, he took the thorn that, like, the little, like, plant thorn that Thorn was stealing from him, and he keeps it in his beard. It says on the bottom right there, close to his heart, which, I mean, that hits you. Bull's a really likable character. But anyway, yep. His Helix is level 1. I asked for Ricochet. It's cool, but it's one of the situations, which is the case for a lot of characters, is that it just gets completely outclassed by the other choices. But the only thing is, like, you don't get his movement speed buff if you take it, which kind of sucks. Which is another reason why you just wouldn't want to take it. Crash Helmet on the right is what you'd want to go. It's great for just initiating, great for escaping, because that overshield is really nice. It's kind of weird because I think when you actually use the overshield, it starts off as 85 and then it goes to 225, which is kind of weird, but it works out. Usually you want to go with Crash Helmet. Then right here is, sadly, there aren't really too many options. You usually want to go long distance dash, which apparently doesn't actually increase the distance. It's just the speed, which effectively is distance because you're just going faster and farther. Most people take that because it level 2 pretty much completely changes Boulder depending on what you pick. Pinball is weird because it you still get to do the dash and you can potentially stun someone, but it bounces you backward, which is not what you want because Boulder's a melee character. You want to be able to get in, but if you take Pinball, you're creating distance, which is the last thing you want as a melee character. So I'd say that's the least viable one. But on the right, I actually used it earlier today. Gather No Moss. He has a knockup, and it's kind of like Rat's knockup because it can hit in the area, but it's everything that you hit. Like, you go in a straight line, everything that you hit will go up, will get knocked up. Which I kind of wish that it also had the dash distance because it would let you hit more stuff, because you still have like the short distance dash without taking long distance if you took Gather No Moss. So then level 3. Ooh, yeah, I put it really big in my notes here. No slow fist. You never no do not take slow fist. It not taking Def Defender on the right kind of breaks the character if you don't take it. So the slow fist, the reason why you don't want to take it is because you're not relying on Boulder for slows. You're relying on him for his stun. And his pressure, but it's mostly just a stun, and he can't really do a whole lot until he gets to level 5. So I mean, you have your damages and whoever else to get slows and stuff. I don't understand why sometimes people take it, but the right Def Defender, like it's of all the helixes he has, it's the one I said that's probably the best one for him, because it lets him escape so much, lets him block so much damage. It's what makes Boldur Boldur. He can just shrug off so much damage with the shield, and you can move completely. Like you're hindering yourself. You take slow fist because you don't get the move. You still have the movement speed penalty. Level 4 is definitely you can get more. You can get a little more interesting because I mean, depending on what they have, like if they have the Caldarius or like a Milka, then the slow can be really, really useful for catching up to them and stunning them afterward. But in most cases, people take the bleed, like I do. I take the bleed because it's just extra damage, and Boulder's not a damage character, and having extra damage is always really, really useful. I usually take the bleed, but level 5 is when Boulder really gets crazy. So I almost never take the Berserker Rage right there, because I mean Rage it's really good when it's only, I feel like it's the best when you take the left, but I'll get into it. Boulder's Rage, it's not that great. I mean, it's okay, it works for him, but you really want Angry Agility, which is why the duration is not as worth. I'd say Desperate Rage in the middle is more worth, because extra 50% DR is really nice. Obviously on the tank, can't really go too wrong with it. But the thing that makes Boulder so scary in a lot of situations is Angry Agility, because 30% move speed each time you activate Rage, which is whenever you get a kill or use Boulder Dash. It allows him to either like chase, he can like literally chase and kill people in their bases and still escape with the movement speed. Trying to remember if I have any clips. I don't think I have any on my PS4, but I definitely do on my Twitch and YouTube. But yeah, you can chase people into base and get out safely with the rage, with the Angry Agility. And if you have the 30% move speed and you throw the axe, that stacks up to 50% move speed, which is really crazy. And you can still get extra speed through like accelerators and stuff, which is it's great. 6, I almost always take the axe toss damage because Boulder Dash doesn't do that much. It's not his main source of damage. If it's PvE, you could probably take Salt the Wound, but axe toss damage is usually the way to go. Then level 7, I almost always took the damage, but I'm starting to realize that depending on the comp, like if you have no healer or if you're like the only tank, then Dwarven Constitution is really, really nice, because like if you already have your gear piece with the health regen, and if you have that health regen on top, you can get around like 50 to like 60 health regen, which is crazy. Because I mean, he has his shield up. If he has his shield up and no one's behind him, he's not taking any damage and he's getting his regen. So a lot of self sustain on the right side. But I usually go with the damage. Then I usually go with the left. If you don't have as many stuns, like you have like a Boldur Attikus comp, maybe. I mean, I'd probably still take the left, but if you feel like you need more stuns, you take Impatience. Like it literally says Impatience, which is kind of funny. Knockout Punch. I don't think that works. I don't think it's good, because if Boulder's health is getting low, you don't want to be attacking He's the character that once he gets low, he can get punished really easily. That's the best way to beat Boldur is to either like slow him, or like you can like pick away at him when he's not like looking at you. Like if Randy can get like a pillar behind him, that's like it's a great way to chip at him. Or like just surrounding Boldur. If you have like 3 or even 2 people like have him in a corner, a lot of the time you can just bully him and get him and kill him because he really benefits off of mobility. And if he gets cornered, it's tough. But the left is what you want to go for more damage, and it's really useful because like Boldur can like legit late game. He can, if someone's out of lane, like Villani or like any like squishies are out of lane, or even some of the damages, he can like just if they're out of lane, if they're out of position, he can stun them and take them out completely on his own. Cause like you can hit crits on a stun target really easily because you're right up in their face with Boldur. So, yep. I usually go left. Level 9. I really don't understand Trusty Toss because that's already in his base kit. But I guess if you want an extra 20% for the cooldown, you can take it. But I like Death and Axes, which is kind of, the name's actually kind of funny. But I know what it does, but I usually just pick it because it has a lot there. But get 144 health per stack with enemy you kill with Axe Toss, which is really nice because like late game around level 9 and 10, Boldur can have like 3k health, which is crazy because he can do a lot on his own. He's really good at self-sustaining, doing stuff on his own. Level 10 is pretty interesting. I mean, when I first unlocked Runic Replenishment, I thought that was the wave because it was pretty cool. And I mean, if you have no healing, that's what you usually would want to go. But the most value, kind of like Isaac's shields up, is Shield Mastery on the right because it gives him a lot of self-sustain. Just all around reliable. You'll pretty much never regret taking it. If you're lacking damage, then you can take Axe Mastery. Like I had a game in one of my highlights where I took it because it was basically a 3v4 and I needed the extra damage, so I took it. But I usually go right on Boldur. Alright. One over gear. Yeah, you want to get health regen for sure on him. A lot of people take DR and health regen. You can take skill damage or attack damage on him. Loadout I use is this one. I recently added the skill, the sprint speed. It helps a lot for chasing. Attack damage. I don't really know if skill damage or attack damage is better on him, but I don't know. It's been working for me. Gonna go over a little bit more of his tools here. Then I'll wrap up Boldur. Okay, went over pretty much all of the stuff in this kit. That's a decent amount of
Welcome to
time
the
I spent on
dojo.
Boldur.
Here you can practice your skills
Okay,
against waves
so-
of minions. Each adorable robot you smash scores you points. Each one that reaches the grinder scores against
Just general tricks to
you.
play
Lay waste
him.
to your enemies in
I don't know about
3,
helixes.
2,
He's
1.
really good at distracting. So like the thing is, a lot of the time you can do really well just ignoring Boulder. But it's like at the end of the day, if you ignore him too much, he can stun you when you're out of position and like destroy you. Like if you're not a melee character and Boulder catches you, he can like kill you on his own. Namely, characters like Miko, Alani, Thorn, characters that are like low health pools, and once they get stunned, it's really easy to burst them down. Like Miko gets stunned by Boulder. Like Miko has one of the best crit spots in the game. It's just stun. If you have the ult up, then that's already like 400 damage on Miko, and then each melee hit, you're gonna get like at least 2 melee hits off. That's like an extra 600, and then you can just throw the axe. That's probably gonna kill Miko, depending on if the team heals or not. But he can really do a lot on his own. Like he's a character who can do a lot, but also do nothing. Because when it's up to like pushing, I mean he can push, but like when it comes down to like clearing wave, he suffers a lot. Like if you get like regular waves like this, Boulder's fine dealing with. He has his rage to help. But if it's like a shepherd wave, he just suffers so much. Because if one enemy appears, he's gonna have a hard time. It's kind of hard for him to kill shepherd waves. Yeah, the agility, 30% move speed. Most people take it. Really, really useful. That's a nice tech for distracting people. I don't usually do it, but like just like moving around, dashing. He's really good for opening people up. Like if you just want to make a push out with your team, he can like buy shock if it's on overgrowth and just like move around like this. Like no one's gonna like Boulder's at full health, moving in with his shield. No one's gonna like attack him because like he can just punish immediately right after. So like that's one good thing about him. He can move. So he probably has the most free movement in the game next to like Benny maybe, because he can just do this, move around with the shield up almost all game. What we got? Another nice thing is that if you use knockback and hit another target, you can stun them both. Like right there, as 2 minions hit each other and they both got stunned. It doesn't happen a lot, but when it does, it's nice. It usually happens on minions, but not too much on players. That's pretty much all I got for Boulder. That's a good amount of time. Like I look at my Attikus notes, I had like a whole paragraph and stuff. That'll be interesting to get into. One really nice thing about him is that when you pick, you don't want to take Gather No Mouse, but when you do, it's really satisfying to just Boulder dash to a bunch of minions. Really satisfying. Yep, that's Boulder. I honestly don't play him that much in pubs because I have one of the worst win rates on him. Because like he's a character that he's like Galley. Like if your team is not with you, you're doing nothing. He's not really a carry character, you know. Not like the next guy. I'm gonna try to show one of my Twitch things on the stream. Hopefully it doesn't go wrong. Alright, so Attikus, the boss. He's the final boss. I'd say of all the characters in the game, he probably takes the most patience, like even more so than Phoebe. Phoebe probably takes the most skill in the game to use. Same with like KU probably, but I'd say Attikus takes the most patience. Like patience is the one word to describe him. He's okay, so obviously he's a melee character. He probably has the strongest melee in the game, but I mean he's a really big body, so that's how he compensates. So his passive is Hadronic Collector. I'll go over it once I go into the training, obviously, but each time you get a kill, you get 1 charge out of 5 in the collector. And I mean, if you get a player kill or a mage, like, if you get any major kill, so that's like thralls and actual players, you immediately get max stacks at 5. So I mean, that's basically how it works. So once you have max stacks, his skills do different things. His melee does extra shield pen, which I think is pretty trash. I think it should do extra crit damage because when he's at max stacks, you're gonna want to use your skills. You're gonna want to use your slow. You want to do something. You're not gonna be just holding onto max stacks, trying to get shield pen damage. You know, he should get more crit damage. Like he should get Skull Crusher right here. He should get that or something. He's got the charged hook, which is nice for like getting the shards or initiating. Like if you're not gonna use your arc to initiate, you just want to hold your punch out and get a punch, because like his punch, the fully charged punch, can like pretty much take out someone's shield, which is really nice. So he's got the pounce, really good for closing the distance and like following up. Early game, Attikus' pounce is not that good. I mean, unless your team like can immediately capitalize. Like if you have like you pounce in and they're already falling back. If you can pounce in, get the slow at level 2, and if one of your other tanks or if you have a Kalani to CC the team, then you can get something going. But he needs levels to be able to do more on his own. Obviously, right there it says pounce gets extra 200 damage to shields. That doesn't. I feel like I barely ever noticed that one. The bottom 2 are the ones you're gonna notice more. The arc, if it's fully, obviously his arc 8 damage. You pop it, and then he gets a wound on all of his punches. Everything you punch will get shocked, and they'll be wounded. If you have max stacks, then the charge spreads to nearby enemies, which is really useful. He can absolutely work as a solo wound character. Solo wound characters is probably only Attikus, Galley, obviously Beatrix, and the Whiskey. The other characters who have wounds aren't. I mean, there aren't that many wounds in the game, honestly. I mean, Penaltize is at 10, which is, we're not going to talk about that because that's level 10. Yeah, the best wounds are Whiskey, Galley, Attikus, and Beatrix. Because Isaac's wound, he just the single target wound. Obviously talked about Pendles. Caldi, he needs to be up close, and Kelly's not a character. Like, he's a character that if your whole team is collapsing on one person, then yeah, you can go in and start wounding them, but he's not a melee character. He'll get boned by all the other melee characters if he's up close, so not a reliable one. So then the bottom, his ult, absolutely, yeah, they're reliable, but as like a single wound, like if you're playing against a Miko, I don't think Ernest or Isaac wound would be enough. I mean, maybe Ernest, because I don't see people take the wound on him that much. It's pretty cool that he does. Phoebe, yeah, people always forget that Phoebe has one, but like it's at level 6, which is tragic. But I mean, yeah. His ult, Attikus' ult, I'd say it's like top 3 ults in the game. I mean, on its own without the slow, it's just damage. Most of the time, people can just ignore it. But if you have almost every time, you want to use his ult with the slow, because it literally causes team wipes. I'm gonna try to show the. I'm gonna try to show the Attikus thing on stream. It's only 3 minutes long, but I'm just gonna talk over it. I may go over gear while I'm waiting. Health regen is really important on Attikus. You want to have at least one health regen piece because you don't want to rely on the default health regen he gets because that's at level 5. That's like a third into the game. You want to be able to health regen on your own. The main one I use is the top. This one, because this one health regen piece is like one of the best in the game. Just attack damage, attack speed is usually all you would need. You can run skill damage, but his skills don't do that much until you're like level 9 and 10. So I usually just stick with these. Okay. Oh man. Right. Desktop audio. Oh, it's right here. Yes, okay. Okay. I don't know how much it's gonna lag, but hopefully it doesn't lag too much. Alright.
Unimaginable destruction!
All mercenaries deployed.
Okay, it's kind of lagging a little bit, but I think we'll be fine.
Enemy forces at half.
Yeah, okay. So then we'll start at the beginning. It's about 3 minutes long. So then here,
All mercenaries
oh man,
deployed.
it's going so fast. So then right here, I have the
Power play. Enemy forces.
wow, it's actually going really slow. Okay, so right here, I have this little, I'm level 10, so I have Wake of Devastation. I'll go over to the helixes. I have this low ult. Beatrix stunned Caldi with his ult there. And like, look at how much damage I did to Montana. Like how can a melee character do that much damage to Montana in 5 seconds? I mean, 5 seconds is a lot of time, actually.
All mercenaries
Oh, it's
deployed.
lagging so hard. Yep, so right there, it does about 1500 damage to Montana, and I'm able to clean him up. And clean up a Randy right after.
Power play. Enemy forces at half.
So right here, I also have the slow ult and Wicked Devastation. It's kind of tragic because the other Attikus, he got knocked up from the thrall out of his pounce. You can kind of see right there, boom. So then, yep, that's Lake on Eldragon. Really nice. Like we had no range right there. We had Pendles and we did all the damage. I don't think we need to watch all of these, but there's another one showing the slow ult and I have Wake.
I'm gonna batter you!
I mean, the point is, it does a lot of damage right at level 10, but I want to show the utility of the ult. Nice.
Only one hostile remains.
Oh yeah, this is one of the best ones I have.
Nobody escapes!
I do this
Kill
for
them
bonus!
all!
Power play. Enemy forces at half strength.
Oh yeah, it's lagging so hard on Twitch.
Press the advantage.
I keep trying to press back, but it like the stream itself is, I don't think it's lagging like this. It's the actual Twitch is lagging as much. But this next one. Alright, here we go. So then, Light the Dark. Okay, so Lake stuns him right there. Well, stuns the Attikus. And then I pounce on him before he can get his pounce off. And then I level up immediately right there. I have my full stacks. I do the ult, and I let him get I get a triple assist right there, and give him a triple kill. And that's just another showcase of why Danny's ult, like Danny's not really a good character. Like if she didn't get her ult off right there, and she just literally, her whole team just exploded because we punished perfectly.
Enemies have engaged with raw mercenaries.
Yep. They're all right there in the slow ult. Like goes in for the knockup. It's a great knockup. And give him a triple kill. Beautiful.
Only one hostile remains. Press the advantage.
Let's go to this one. This one kind of sucked because I just needed a little bit more XP to get to level 10. And I would have definitely gotten the Alani and Arendi here. And pouncing to punish Wrath. Those were beautiful pounce. Yeah, see, if I just had a little bit more XP, I would have had level 10. And I go in for the slow on like characters like Alani and Arendi. They literally cannot do anything. And most characters can't do anything against Attikus ult. But like, look at this. And they're just there. If someone was pushing up with me, it would have been easy. But I probably could have chased the Arendi there, but I didn't because I'm not greedy.
Iron muscle at their location.
I'm sending my ult to Arendi's up.
And this last one is really, really vicious.
I don't even know where Arendi is. Get him.
Oh, you don't want this problem.
Yeah, so Sticky silence. Another situation. The Andy got silenced out of her ult right there.
Oh, she
level 10.
She messed up her ult.
And I mean, this could have been a pentakill.
It's supposed to be a fat ult. Oh my god, Coda.
Yeah. Easily could have been a penta. If I pounced right there.
Just one. I'm gonna
Oh
pounce it on
my
her.
god.
Yeah, if I pounced right there, I would have had
Yeah,
the movement speed. I would have been able to finish already
I saw
and
that.
Caldi right there. Right there.
She's one.
But I
Oh my
hesitated a little bit.
Oh,
But then I get the pounce on Caldi, which is nice. Yeah,
Oh my god,
She's
get Arendi.
literally.
it was great. Okay. Alright. Hopefully that wasn't too bad. Ooh, okay, that was good. Alright, let's go to training. I literally have like 3 paragraphs written here for Attikus. I could probably write the most detailed book on Attikus or probably El Dragon. Yeah, so I usually go attack speed, attack damage if I have a really good healer, or if I feel like I just need extra. If I need to be more tanky, then I have a loadout 4 healing received. Just has the attack damage, attack speed, fist right there. I have 2 health regen or health received pieces there. I don't usually take it, but that's what I do if I need more heals.
This is all muscle.
But yeah, Coda, you're probably
Welcome
the
to
first
the
person
dojo.
to get me
Here
into
you
playing
can practice your
Attikus.
skills against waves of minions. Each adorable robot you smash scores you points.
Alright,
Each one that
so
reaches the grinder
he can
scores against
cover a
you.
lot of distance with his pounce. Like if you angle it right, you can get.
Fight for your lives.
Like if you angle it right,
3,
you can like literally get
2,
across the entire
1.
middle area of overgrowth.
Fight.
Like I probably can't make it all the way to the other edge, but let me see. Almost, maybe. So yeah, his pounce. Actually, I didn't even go over it. His silence is whatever you land on. It used to be the knockback, which I really wish I could have experienced that. But I honestly I like the silence. It's really nice because like he has such a high skill floor. Because like the thing about Attikus is if you can land your pounce. I really want to show this one clip I have, but I can just explain it. So yeah, I'll just explain it. So on monuments, Arena got bubbled, and I started hitting her a little bit because she was like right at the top of the ledge on monuments. I started hitting her a little bit. Arena got bubbled, and then I immediately pounced up on top of her. And then Kelvin on the other team was just about to sublimate to protect her, but I pounced like right on the edge and silenced Kelvin out of sub, and then I cleaned up the Reyna and got out safely, and that was first blood, which is, I mean, that's just one case, but like if you can play Attikus like that almost every time, he's literally better than Kelvin and Montana because he has way more damage and he can punish like on his own. Like the thing about Kelvin and Montana is like on their own they have easily the best CC in the game, but they don't have the damage like the dive characters do. You know? Yep, so I just use the arc right there. Everything you punch when you have the arc charged will get wounded. It doesn't really matter on minions. But yeah. The collector right there on the right, bottom right, kind of left of the pounce icon is the stacks. So here I'm gonna get max stacks, have his it's just like claws kind of at the edge of his right arm, right fist. So then I just pop the ult. His ult doesn't really do that much damage, but like it's a utility ult. Until you get level 10, it's a utility ult. It just slows. It's like probably the best slow in the game. You can create wipes, obviously, like I showed. Get a stack each time you get a kill. I could probably go over the helixes now. It just feels weird whenever I let everything go by in training. Okay, level 1. Level 1 doesn't really matter that much on Attikus. Most people take the energetic pounce. I don't really even notice it most of the time, but Hadronic Arc, like his skills do really bad damage. So the lifesteal is not really worth it.
Waves upgraded.
The slow on the pounce is... Slow on the pounce is the way to go. Let me see, I don't even know how much damage it does. Like, yeah, it probably did like... Did it say how much damage? Yeah, it does 50% of the pounce damage, which is like 90, which is like what? It does. It's not really that cool. It's just people take it because you might as well. Level 2. I never tried taking the lifesteal. You never really want to take anything other than the slow. I wish we had more options in this game, obviously. But I mean, if you're playing like on Meltdown, because Attikus, if you're playing Attikus on Meltdown, it's really easy to bully him. He's way better if you're playing in a 5v5 scenario. You want Attikus to be like on chasing duty, to be able to chase kills while the rest of your team just clears the wave. Like if you're focusing minions and energetic pounce, your shield recharge is not a bad idea because it can help you escape. But slow is usually the way to go. He's got a really nice initiation. The arc into pounce, that's one of the tricks. Like pretty much every time you pounce, you want to use the arc right before it, because that's the difference between you getting a kill and not, obviously. And even escaping sometimes, because the way I play Attikus is I take level 4, I take the quick arc. But level 3 is probably the most important on Attikus. Is taking tenacity. It gives him so much damage. Like he has like bar Eldragon in his ult. He probably has the most melee damage when you have tenacity. He can like in a 1v1 scenario, he'll probably definitely beat Montana with tenacity on. level 4, a lot of people, most people take the weekend, which I mean, I understand it. Weekends are really good in this game, but I don't know, the way I play Attikus, the movement speed is so, like, on paper it doesn't make sense to not take it, because a melee character can chase people with a wound. Like, wouldn't you want that? You know? And the movement speed is really, really good. You can use it. You can use it defensively. Like you can go in wound. If you need to escape, you can escape really easily because you get extra 30% movement speed. That's one. I just really like taking it because it's really, really useful.
I bet you've done
Alright.
this before.
So
Better
level
give those
5.
minions more health.
On the right, Hadronic Case is probably the worst one. I never take it. It doesn't really make it's just so outclassed by the left too. If you have like a Miko, then charge efficiency isn't bad because charge efficiency isn't bad because like you can just hold on to your stacks. Like the way it works is that if you have your minions up at, if you have all your kills and stacks, you basically stay up 4 almost all game unless you die. And each time you get a kill, you get up to 5 stacks. And you use a skill, and then the meter goes down to 4 again. And you can just keep building that max stacks. It's really good for if you want to just get very consistent slow ults. But the only thing is, most people take the health regen because it's just really, really valuable. Like right now, I have, with my gear piece, I have 42 health regen, which is crazy because a lot of the time, like if your healer's down, all you have to do with Attikus, if you have a really good push, like you have like 3 down, you can just like hide. You have 49 health regen, you can just hide for like 5 seconds, and you get almost all your health back with the health regen. And the other thing is, it has so much value because if you can get a kill, like a player kill, with the health regen in between your skill uses, then it completely it makes the charge efficiency completely obsolete. It's like if you go in, use your skill, have no stacks right now. Like if you get a kill in this portion right here, if you get a kill, you already have max stacks again, and you have the health regen, which is why in most situations health regen is better, and it can even like completely outclass the charge efficiency. Level 6, most people take the shield. It's probably the go-to, but if they have a lot of squishy characters, you can take Chainbreaker. I actually have a clip of me using Chainbreaker, and it's like I've played Daddikus a bunch of times, and I've probably only used Chainbreaker like, and actually got it procced like 4 times. Okay, let's see. It's on monuments. I think it's this one. Yeah, it's this one. Okay. So then Amber's low. I pounce it on her. She dies. I get the cooldown reduction immediately on the pounce. So I use the pounce right away again. It's just so satisfying to use the pounce twice. Like, and then the Andy stuns me. I mean, this game was you were bullying them really hard, but I mean, it's not often that you actually get to use Chainbreaker. It's kind of just like a, wow, that actually happened choice, you know. Yeah. Okay. So level 7, he should get Skull Crusher in the middle by having max stacks by default, and you don't need more health on Attikus. He's one of the biggest health pools in the game. That 360 is not going to matter that much. Attack speed is definitely the way to go. He's an offense-based character, like very aggressive. You want to be able to get in people's faces and do this.
This seems too easy
Level
for
8.
you. Make those minions
Usually the
tougher.
area of effect is the way to go, because having the extra AoE is the difference between you getting a silence on a tank and being able to clean up really easily. Like I said, if you get the pounce at the right time, you can punish so hard with Attikus. That's usually what you want to take, but if you feel like you need more damage, I guess you can take the pounce damage. And level 9 is one of the most interesting for him. If you have like a Cleese, or if you're like the only wound, then Hedronic Chain is probably the way to go, because it just gives you a flat wound to the whole area.
Like to leave the dojo
Like it
early?
basically gives you the
Minion
fully
waves
charged
upgraded.
effect if you take it, but on every usage. So like I punch this minion, they're all taking half damage. So I mean, if you want extra wound, if you need extra wound, then yeah, that's what you should pick. But I usually take the middle Greased Lightning because it's 100% extra damage. That turns his arc into like it actually does a good amount of damage. And I mean, I feel like Aftershock is outclassed by the other two, but I mean, you could take it, obviously. Level 10, it's pretty funny. I mean, if he had his knock-up, then I'd say, with the ult, then I'd say Unstoppable Rampage would be kind of funny, because you could just knock up people for like 15 seconds, which is hilarious. But Wake of Devastation it's a no-brainer. It turns his ult into like a mobile airstrike with Oscar Mike, like kind of like Oscar Mike. I'll show it on the next wave. I mean, I already showed it in the clips, but yeah, Wake of Devastation. You want to pop Attikus' ults usually when you have the slow, when you're staggering. Like his ult is really good for staggering. Ideally, the best way to initiate with Attikus is either you go in, pounce, arc into pounce. If like someone's low, you can get a kill. Boom, that's perfect. He has a lot of health, so I mean, as long as you're not already low, then you won't die if you get CC'd. And you should have your ult after getting the kill. And then if your team can push up with you, no matter if you're level 10 or 5, you pop the ult slow, as long as you don't get interrupted, because you want to use his CC, his ult when all their CC's down. You pop the ult, and you can stagger so hard with him. That's why I say he has like top 3 ults in the game. Top 3. I'd probably. I mean, if we're talking space lasers, Oscar Mike, he's probably in top 4. I went over a tier list about ults. I put Thorn ult at number 1, and then I think I put Attikus at 2, and then Isaac at 3. If we're talking space lasers, then that's probably at the top 2. And that's one thing, because I don't know if I'll do characters next time. If I would, it would be Thorn and Montana. Another thing that's kind of interesting is Oscar Mike he's like the best pusher. I think he's the best all-around damage in the game. Getting 2 sentry, doing sentry damage and stuff, space lasers, all that stuff. But Thorn is better at getting player kills, and like, you know, because like late game it's a scary place, man. It's not as great as you'd think with Oscar Mike, because like if he gets, I don't know, Thorn just way more dynamic. Like she can apply her bleed to anyone instantly, like basically instantly. Like across the map, you just pop the volley and boom, you can bleed someone. And as long as it's not a tank, you apply 1 bleed arrow, then you put the what's it called? You use the volley, and then you pop her ult. That's pretty much a guaranteed kill. Yeah, space lasers. I mean, I'm honestly surprised. On PC, they allow space lasers, but they banned like so much other stuff. They banned title fight, which I mean makes sense. But I feel like if they just banned it on Sentry, then that's fine. Because as long as you don't do it on Sentry, title fight's not that bad. It's so fun to use. I believe they also banned Wind Chill on Kelvin and Nihilism for Erendi. Just crazy because like those are like the top 4 like kind of game breaking skills, but they let Oscar Mike have space lasers, which is like I don't know. But Attikus, I feel like there's more I need to say about him. Slow ult is his most valuable tool, absolutely. I see so many people use this pounce right into ult, which is awful. You do not want to do that because his pounce and his ult are his 2 best initiations. If you use them both at the same time, like if you pounce in then you ult, if you get CC'd, then Attikus is just sitting there. All he has is like his arc. I mean, I guess you can arc pounce into ult, which also kind of sucks because you're using all your skills. If you get CC'd, then what does he do after that? You know, like, you can't really do anything. You want to spread out the uses. You want to use the arc pounce, or you want to use the slow ult, and like you want to chain in between using them as you get player kills. Yeah, it's not title fight's not like we're talking about just team fights in general. Title fight's not that bad. Like just don't step into the ring. That's what I always say. Don't step into the ring. But I feel people complain about it too much. I guess as long as it's not on Sentry, then it's not that bad. It's one of the most hype helixes in the game. I love using it. I guess what else? You gotta pay really patient with him. That's a lot of Attikus players. Well, I don't even mean Attikus players, but a lot of them like they get impatient and just get CC'd and die. But he like all the dive characters, Eldragon, Phoebe, and Attikus, their entire playstyle is around you outplaying the opponent. Like if you see them, like it's just outplaying. Like you need to like avoid their CC, play around them, get them out of their CC. Like if you like there was one time where we were pushing on bottom Montana, they were staggering on Echelon, and I pounce arced on top of him right before he used his ult, so he didn't get his ult or his DR off, and our team pushed finished him off. We pretty much won the game. Stuff like that. If you can just outplay with Phoebe, Eldragon, Attikus, that's how you play them. And late game, like when you're comping, you also want to comp with late game and early game in mind, which is why I like going with a CC tank and then a dive right after. Like a really good combo is Daddikus and Boldur because they're both really aggressive characters. Like I'd say Daddikus and Boldur they'd be pretty decent against if for some reason you played against Monty and Kelvin, or like Monty or like Kelvin Galley. You just take those two, and then you can take like if Oscar Mike's not, if he's banned. I mean, obviously you take Mike, but if not, Whiskey's utility is so valuable because like he can deal with these tanks. He can deal with Toby. He can deal with Monty, Kelvin, all these guys. You just really need a strong front line because I feel like Whiskey, he suffers a lot because you really need to have a solid front line to do stuff with him. He has like no mobility, so if he gets caught out, he's dead. That's why you need a solid front line. Like Thorn's really agile. She can jump around the map, do what she wants. Oscar Mike has his cloak, really useful. I mean, Rendy, she has her pillars and her ult, which is good enough for keeping people away. You know, Isaac has all his shields, he's tanky, but Benny has his mobility and stuff. But Whiskey doesn't have a lot going for him defensively. But offensively, his skills are really, really useful, underrated. And I'd say that I used to think that there was he had no benefit other than damage characters, but I'd say now that Whiskey, he's probably the best damage character for following up on Galt pulls. If you think about it, if someone's in lane and Oscar Mike starts shooting at him, what are you gonna do? You're gonna step out of line of sight, and so you don't get shot at. And after that, for Galt pulls, if someone gets pulled in, Mike starts shooting at him. Assuming that you have a CC immediately after that, like Galley or Kelvin, they get shot a little bit by Mike after the pull, and they're gonna try to the team's either gonna peel for them or they escape. After that, what does Mike do? He can't really do a whole lot besides shoot them. But Whiskey can wound them so they can't get healed, and then he can slow them with his sticky bomb. And he honestly has better single target burst than Mike. He has he's the best single target burst because the shooters can shred single targets really, really fast. Whiskey especially because he has the better burst. Should I do a whiskey episode? I probably could, but I don't know enough about him. I don't play him too much. Anything else about Attikus? Yeah, ideally you want to get kills in between the skills and yeah. Well, yeah, of all the characters, he's definitely the one I'm gonna miss playing the most because he's so dynamic and fun to play. That's why I started playing Phoebe, Attikus, and Eldragon, because unlike Boldur, Galley, the main CC tanks, they can do way more on their own. They can do they're like the best characters in the game for staggering. They're also the best for late game because they have even if it's soft, they have soft CC. They have a lot of damage, and they're not characters that just get blown up if they get CC'd. Obviously, damage characters are the best at doing damage. You know, Benny, Isaac, all these guys. But if these guys can get blown up really easily if they get stunned. But Phoebe, all these guys, they have the right health pool to be able to punish and do more on their own. That's why I started playing them. My win rate on Boldur is one of the worst I have. That's 50%. That's lower than 50% actually. But on Attikus and Phoebe, it's way, way better. I think it's around 60% for each of them. Yeah, that's right. It's around 60%, and I think Eldragon's around there. It's around there too. That was definitely a lot longer than I definitely knew it was gonna be longer, but that should be the end. I don't know what would be next week for Wednesday, but if I do a character-based podcast next week, it will probably be on Thorn or Monty. But I kind of want to do a podcast based on the game as a whole. I can go over factions or just talk about the game in general. I'm probably not going to do a Friday stream this week. I think I might do a Paladin stream on Saturday, but Sunday I'm gonna stream for like the 1 year of my original Battleborn video. I want to stream that and just play the game, chill out. So basically the Friday stream, but on Sunday is what I want to do. Yeah, that's pretty much everything. That was a really good episode. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, Monty Thorn. I think that'd be a good idea because I mean he's like the what's the word? It's like the mascot character of Battleborn. So, yeah, next time I do a character thing, it'll probably be Monty Thorn. But I want to do based on the game next time. We'll see for sure. Thanks for watching. Have a nice night, and I'll be back this weekend. Peace.